Welcome to Cord Cutting Weekly number 2, the show where I give you my opinion on the biggest cord cutting news of the week. Now, on cordcuttersnews.com, I do my best to give you the news. Here, I want to give you what I personally think about, what I think is important in the world of cord cutting now and going forward. So I've picked out a handful of stories that really stood out to me that I wanted to talk about and give you my personal opinion. So this Cord Cutting Weekly show is still in beta. I took a lot of great feedback. Thank you to everybody who left comments last week. We're looking to develop it. I heard a lot of people ask for an audio version of this show. That idea is still out there. There's a little bit of a time issue with that, but let's develop the show a little bit here on YouTube, and then I can look at offering an audio version of it after we kind of figure out exactly how this show will look every week. So that's a little update on the show. Thank you for your support. Last week was a huge first week. So let's dive in and see what's happening in week 2 of cord cutting this week. Number 1 story of the week is Sling TV may soon be included with your wireless phone service as part of a bundle. Yesterday, Sling TV announced a deal with the Competitive Carriers Association, a group of 100 wireless phone carriers around the United States that kind of team all together there. Mostly smaller ones. They don't publicly list all of their members, so I can't really comment on who they are. But with this deal, they will be able to include Sling TV as a bundle deal as part of your wireless phone service. So that's a great deal right there. It helps Sling TV, it helps these wireless phone competitors. AT&T is probably the main reason that this was pushed is they're pushing their DirecTV Now service very heavily to their AT&T wireless customers. Now with this Sling TV deal, they have a host of wireless providers who do the same. The smaller providers get the same ability that AT&T has. Sling TV gets greater market share. It's kind of win-win. Exactly what these bundles will look like, we're going to have to wait and see. The deal did not say. This was kind of an announcement that said, hey, more details to come, basically. Probably next week or months, you'll start seeing deals with smaller providers pop up. Get your phone with us, and for some type of bundle rate deal, you can add Sling TV. Saw some people commenting, why would I want to watch Sling TV only on a wireless phone screen or tablet? And that's not how this works. This just means that your billing will be handled through your phone company, probably at a discount rate or some type of special deal. And then you can use your login for all devices. Similar to how AT&T's wireless deals with DirecTV Now does not mean you only have to watch it on your AT&T wireless device. Currently, the Competitive Carriers Association has 100 wireless members around the nation, and they're mostly a lobbying firm and partner firm, helps them strike deals all together without having to each individually strike their own deal. And hopefully in the next few weeks we will learn, but it could be a few months before we really see deals start to come out from this. But keep an eye on this story. I think it's important. I think this will help Sling TV going forward in the future. The next story up is Hulu CEO is stepping down. Mike Hopkins, I hope I said that right, has been the CEO at Hulu since 2013. That's a pretty good run for a CEO nowadays. He is leaving to become the Sony Pictures TV chairman over with Sony. According to the reports, a guy by the name of Mike Hopes, who is a former Fox member and currently board member at Hulu, is going to take over the CEO job effective Monday. So I'm recording this October 26, 2017. Next Monday, he will become the CEO of Hulu. Now, Mike Hopkins has overseen a lot of big changes at Hulu, driving force between the launch of their new live TV service, has helped grow their catalog, pushed Hulu into original content, including The Handmaid's Tale, which is a huge get for Hulu, and really kind of, I think personally, moved Hulu in a lot of directions they needed to go. Yeah, there's definitely honest complaints about the new Hulu user interface. I do think, though, they've been making some changes to that. I hope they continue to make the changes to the new Hulu user interface because I like the direction they're going with it, but they need to keep improving it. Past that, I think Hulu overall is making the right moves. Moving to live TV, expanding their content lineup. Pretty much all the stuff from Fox is going to Hulu from Netflix. They get back catalog deals with like TGI Fridays deals with Disney and on. NBC deals and so forth. So I like what Hulu's doing there. I hope Mike Hopes continues that move, going that direction. He's a member of the board, so he's assuming he would be mostly on board with what the direction of the company has been, and the board voted him in. So I wouldn't assume any drastic changes here. It will be interesting to see, though, at any time you have a change in leadership, there's a change in culture a little bit or direction. It'll be interesting to see what happens here with Hulu. That's a story to keep an eye on over the next year. because Hulu has been making great inroads with taking on the competition over at Netflix and Amazon. So I'll be interested to see if he can keep that going. Next up is a story that popped up on Dallas News yesterday, and we reported on it also that DirecTV Now's DVR may be delayed until 2018. Now, this comes from the AT&T earnings call, where their chief financial officer mentioned that the DVR would be a benefit to DirecTV Now starting in 2018. And the Dallas News reported that as being delayed. Dallas News has got a good reputation covering AT&T. Their headquarters is in Dallas, so they have good experience there. So what's happening here? Well, first it was reported DirecTV Now would have their DVR out in fall 2017. But according to beta testers, there are a lot of reports that it is not ready for prime time yet. So it is very possible that they will be delaying it until 2018. Would not surprise me, though it could still come out this year. It could be maybe revenue next year. I don't know. I would still say nothing has changed the AT&T stance that it's coming out this year. It's still probably late fall 2017. It wouldn't surprise me though if it's delayed. New technology is very fickle, and when you're creating an app like a new DVR for a streaming service, there are times that bumps in the road happen and it gets delayed. Does he know something we don't and it's been delayed? Very possible here. But it could be he was taking out contacts, because he was talking about a whole bunch of services. They also mentioned the ability of pay-per-view movies and music coming to DirecTV Now, so you'll be able to rent your movies on DirecTV Now. And Sling TV's done that for some time now and had great success at it. So was that kind of lumped together by mistake, a Freudian slip, misunderstanding by the reporter? We'll have to wait and see. So keep an eye on that subject. I think it's kind of interesting. DirecTV Now needs a DVR out to stay competitive. They're doing a very good job of being competitive. A DVR would really help with that. But if it's late to 2018, it better not be late 2018. It better be very, very early in 2018, or they will face some backlash on that. Next up is a new Sling TV Air TV box. I got my first generation Air TV right here. This is the box that allows you to combine Sling TV, Netflix, and your over-the-air antenna into one device, and then have one user interface for all of it. I really have been happy with mine. I've been impressed with it, and it seems like they're coming out with a second generation. An FCC filing came out in September from the same company who manufactured the first generation one, has a second generation one. When you look at the pictures, I'll throw them up here, you can clearly see that the back of the first generation is identical to the second generation one listed in these FCC filings. Also on the FCC filing, they asked the FCC to reuse testing done for the first generation box. According to the reports, there's a few minor changes. The power button moves to the bottom. The white color switches to a black. They don't ask to change the blue, so by all counts, they're going to keep the blue, which is that Sling TV blue. So black and the Sling TV blue there. It'll be interesting what they do with that from there. Not a lot of details. The FCC filing requested confidentiality, so pretty much everything's redacted. We just have a couple of hints, like the asking to reuse testing from the first generation, the picture of the FCC label, which clearly shows an identical box as the first generation. But all reports are that everything is probably aiming for a CES 2018 launch date, and so we'll watch this. I'm excited about this. I love the concept that you can combine your Netflix, Sling TV, and over-the-air TV into one device. If I was buying a device today for my parents, this is probably the device I would get. You load it, it boots right into the menu. That's great. It's not a device I would say if you're a cord cutter with a good setup that you're comfortable with to go out and get it for that. But if I was buying for my parents, it makes cord cutting so easy. It's just a super simple, easy to use device to set up there. So keep an eye on this. It'll be interesting. DirecTV Now, AT&T is also coming out with an Android player at CES probably. So we may have dueling Android players from Sling TV and DirecTV Now coming out at about the same time. All right, last story of the day. Just came out today. Comcast lost 134,000 pay TV subscribers. What I thought was most interesting here, though, is while they lost traditional pay TV subscribers, they did gain 214,000 internet-only subscribers. that is kind of leading to a shift at Comcast. They've already had more internet-only subscribers for some time. Now it seems like their internet-only subscriber base is really starting to outshine the TV base. And that is definitely coming into play there. Comcast is launching their Instant TV, currently in select markets with the goal of being available to all Comcast internet-only subscribers here sometime in the future. They're being a little coy on what the rollout is. At first they were saying within the next few weeks. That seems to have been delayed. We'll have to wait and see. Overall though, revenue is down 1.6%, driven heavily by the NBC Universal department, which was down 12.7%. Yet, the one area they did see improvement with was their theme park side, with their Despicable Me 3 content licensing deals driving their theme park revenue. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. Their internet subscriber side did see a 5.1% bump in revenue to $13.2 billion. And there's a couple other companies still to come, but we've seen AT&T with massive losses, Comcast with a mass loss in subscribers. And word is that this is going to continue, that more and more people are going to lose subscribers from cable companies. So keep this in mind. Things are changing. The world of cord cutting is definitely taking a bite into traditional pay TV. So those are the big stories from this week that I think you should be paying attention to, what I personally think about them. What did you think was the big story of the week? Do you have a one I missed? Which one of the ones I covered do you think were the biggest news story? Let me know. I love your feedback on the show, the format, and what we're doing here at CoreCarsNews.com. So follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Core Cars News. Join us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, for a weekly Q&A right here on YouTube. We answer your Core Car related questions every week. Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe.